Checker, eh?
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Sharp Hand Path. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan. Today we will be going over my very first board break in martial arts. I was planning on doing my Donnie Yen collection for the next video on this channel. However, there is one film that I'm still waiting for coming in the mail of his that I would like to add to that before I actually do it. So whenever that arrives, hopefully I'll be able to watch it and do the Donnie Yen collection video at that time. However, I did this event, my very first board breaking event in martial arts, and it's very special to me, so I decided to share that experience with you on here. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. It's always intrigued me, the idea of breaking boards in martial arts and kind of testing your might, showing the martial spirit. So I was happy and really excited to finally get my chance at the Oshawa Budo Club, where we learned the Goju-Ryu style of karate, aka Miyagi-Do karate, if you've ever watched the Karate Kid or Cobra Kai series. Needless to say, I was fairly nervous going into this event. Not only was it my very first time doing it, but my wife and my family was there watching as well. So I was kind of worried that I might not break the board on my first attempt, if at all. And I was worried that maybe if I did it incorrectly, I might get injured. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Now, as for the boards themselves, I already knew that you really do have to commit and go all the way through when striking the boards to break them. If you stop right at the board, you're probably not going to break it. You do need to aim for about half a foot to a foot behind the board in order to do it. So as long as I didn't hold back, I shouldn't fail, right? You'll have to watch these clips to find out.
Hard to soft, you hit soft with hard. Okay? So that's why you'll see when we go for punches, we'll go for a little shorter brick or shorter board. Because if you were going to do a palm strike, which is what I did with the bricks, then it's just a little more forgiving on the hand. So as long as you punch it and do it well, you'll get it. I know you will. So get your range first. All the way through. Nice job. You're welcome. Nice job. No problem. Have you done headbutts before?
When I was 6.
Perfect! So just make sure you go all the way through. Okay? Nice job.
Alright, so those were the clips of me breaking the boards in 4 different ways. Again, when I started this event and first arrived there, I wasn't aware that I was going to be doing more than one board break. I thought the class was going to do basically a normal class that day, and then at the end, everyone was going to have a chance to break one board. So it was really cool that I actually got to break 4, and in the multiple different ways that I did it. With that being said, these are the boards themselves. Yep, you got to take them home once you smash them to bits. And to commemorate the event, I also got Sensei to sign it. So there we go. My first board break from the Oshawa Budo Club, signed by Sensei Dave. That one there was the cross punch. I saved the very first board to get signed. So yeah, for the first board, I was really nervous. I wasn't sure if I was going to break it. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to try multiple times. I basically just decided I'm going to commit. I'm going to go all the way through. Whether it breaks my damn hand or the board, I was going to do it. So if you look really closely in the shot of me breaking it with my fist, I do kind of overshoot. I go right through the board and then some, coming that close to Sensei Dave themselves. So that was kind of amusing. It was after that first break that I got quite a bit of confidence. I'm like, all right, I knew what to expect. I knew the power and the crunch feeling that you get when you crack the board and the impact that comes along with it. So the next couple of breaks weren't as bad. The second break was the hammer fist, and I guess I got a little bit overconfident with that one, because when I came down, even though in the video it looked pretty smooth, it hit in some really weird places. I kind of caught the end of my pinky and a little bit of my wrist instead of like right on the side where you're supposed to, I think. And it definitely hurt a bit more than I was expecting. So the next time I do the hammer fist technique to break a board, I will probably have to pay a little bit more attention to the actual technique and whereabouts in the board and whereabouts on my hand I'm actually hitting it. The third break was actually 2 boards, and I used my elbow strike to break it. This one, again, I was slightly nervous because it was more than 1 board. So, meaning I probably had to use twice as much force to go through it and twice as much commitment. So when it came to actually striking it, I did size it up a couple of times and then went through, and again, I seemed to kind of overpowered it, and I kind of stepped through a little bit further than I was expecting. I did break it on the first try, but now knowing that, maybe I don't have to use quite as much power to go through it. So the last board break was my forehead. I was trying to ask if there was enough boards left to do a 2-board punch, but there was only enough boards left for the remainder students to get 1 more shot in. So Sensei Dave suggested that I do a head strike. Wasn't something that I planned on doing. Definitely an unexpected choice of board break. I saw a couple of the other students try it. I believe the brown belts tried it. So I wasn't sure if I was up for it or not, but I wasn't going to decline, and I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I didn't think about this one as much. I didn't kind of size it up as many times. I just put my head there just so I knew where I was going, and then I went for it because I knew if I thought about it for too long, I might not actually commit and go all the way through. But I did, thankfully. And even though I did it quickly, it still left me slightly dazed afterwards. So luckily I was able to walk away making it look like it was no big deal. And as you can see from the clip, it was a pretty clean looking break. So all in all, I am pretty happy about the results of it. I am stoked for the opportunity to get to try and do it. So all in all, I am pretty happy about the results, and I'm glad that I didn't have to retry any of the boards, that I was able to commit and go through all of the boards on the first try. And that's really what breaking boards is all about in martial arts. It's really about the mindset and the commitment, because it is usually mind over matter half the time when it comes to what you can and can't do. Especially in martial arts or any physical activities, your mind seems to cast doubt and make you think you can't do things when really you do have the power to do so. It's just a matter of believing in yourself and, of course, the right technique. With confidence and technique, you should be able to overcome anything, including breaking a board with your head. That being said, of course, if you're not trained, I wouldn't recommend doing it, especially if you're a teenager or a young adult or anything like that, or without supervision. You should really have the right instructor or person to guide you through this. Don't just go out there and start punching random planks or boards or firewood or anything like that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you. I wanted to make a video sharing my thoughts on my very first board breaking experience in martial arts. Thank you so much to my wife Crystal, my sister Tiffany, and Shifu Spinner for coming and supporting me on this event. And of course, thank you to Sensei Dave for teaching me and putting on the event and giving me the opportunity to prove myself in this manner. It's just another awesome box checked off in the list of things to accomplish on your martial arts journey. Hopefully any of you who are watching this are maybe inspired to go maybe pick up some martial arts as well. And I look forward to any of your martial arts journey stories. If you have a channel where you do martial arts or talk about it, it'd be awesome to hear or check out. So feel free to drop your links in the comment section below. I'll definitely give them a watch. And if you have a martial arts or kung fu films channel, same thing, drop them in the comment section and I'll be sure to check them out. Please like and subscribe. There'll be more kung fu and martial art content coming your way very, very soon. Again, hopefully that Donnie Yen collection update, and we'll see you next time. Shishay, Na Shin, and Wanan.
We should run. We should hide. We should kick their butts.